All right. Odd Temur. Temur, for those not familiar with the term, refers to the color combination that you have here in front of you of blue, green, and red. Odd refers to Obosh, the Preypiercer here, one of the companions in the latest set. Your deck can only contain odd costing converted mana cost cards. If an odd source you control would deal damage, it deals double damage instead. One of the kind of neat ways we get around this odd requirement is Brazen Borrower, Bonecrusher, Sea-Dasher. These alternative casting costs are not their converted mana costs, so they don't break the requirement for this to be our companion. At the top end of our curve here, King of the Cosmos, even though it mutates for 6, it's also converted mana cost 5 because of the number printed in the corner. We've got kind of an aggressive slant here with the adventure cards, a little bit of ramp from Grazer, and then King at the top end of our curve to generate a little bit of card advantage and push some damage through. So let's go ahead and hop on into some matches here with this one and see how it goes. MTG Viking, speaking of swords, let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate that. Sure. No Accelerant. We've got a Bonecrusher Giant on 2. Yeah, the adventure mechanic really plays nicely with the with a lot of the companion deck building requirements in a lot of different ways. In front of their land here. I'm just going to go ahead and jam Scions here. You played any Doom Foretold deck since IQ release? We have not, Conqueror. As always, you can find everything that we streamed on my YouTube channel and my website. I think I'm going to bin the 6th land for now. Yeah, it could be Blue-Black Flash. Yep, looks like it takes a minute. I need to readjust to looking at these lands and not thinking like, oh, Esper control. Rowan, help!
A quest of mystery.
Mardu mutate with Butcher. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too. Should be sweet. Think I'm just playing this and passing. Leave up. I probably don't need to leave up Bonecrusher and Brazen Borrower. So we'll stomp the Slitherwisp and end a turn here. Before it gets a chance to pop up. I've only been playing for around a year. Does Standard always feel so flashy? Just the current flavor, YOLO Slag. In fact, historically speaking, Standard, looking at like a 10-year snapshot or like a 5-year snapshot or whatever longer snapshot you want to look at, Standard tends to be more mid-rangey than the current format is by a good margin in my experience. It's been a hot second since mid-range decks were really good, though. So with this card reducing the cost of their flash cards, they could have a shark here, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass here. I think this current Standard format is exceptionally flashy right now, in large part due to the fact that they balanced this Standard format thinking that Veil of Summer would be a card people would have access to. So I assume they thought a lot of decks would have more counterplay to them than they do against decks like what the opponent is playing. I would assume a lot of these flash decks are more powerful than Wizards anticipated them being. So I timed someone out in chat just now, and I timed them out because they implied that flash decks weren't interactive Magic. Whenever anybody complains that the flash deck isn't interactive, I have to wonder what kind of stupid definition they have of interactive to think that that could possibly be the case. Is the flash deck tedious to play against? Yes. Is the flash deck frustrating to play against? Almost assuredly. Is it interactive? Yes, 1000% the opponent's deck is interactive. In fact, it's frustrating and tedious to play against because all it does is interact with you. Yes, there is people often take the words interactive to mean thing I enjoy or thing I don't enjoy in my experience. Like, the flash deck, by every reasonable definition of interactive, is incredibly interactive. You may not like the way it's interactive. I agree, it can be frustratingly tedious to play against, but it's certainly interactive. A lot of people in Magic tend to use the word interactive as jargon for thing I like or thing I don't like, which is dumb. Words have meaning. Unless you're a Republican, you should make sure you understand the definition of the words you're using. Life makes it easier to communicate.
I enjoy the proper application of knowledge.
I think I'm just playing this out. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if Lovestruck Beast is kind of mediocre in this deck. One of the things the good Lovestruck Beast decks tend to do is play additional ways to put 1/1s into play, and this deck definitely doesn't do that. Does this deck want the 3-mana Saga? I don't know, does it? Why? I think I'd rather cut Lovestruck Beast rather than play bad cards to enable it, or awkward cards to enable it.
Stay away from my brother.
Is about where I'm at in my life. Ooh. Remember, you cannot mutate onto humans. So you cannot mutate onto this. Humans suck, chat. As a human can't confirm. Exactly. I got a lot of first-hand experience in chat. Let us know how to feel about humans. Let's kill this before they get to draw any extra cards here. You know what we will get to mutate onto next turn, though, chat? The Preypiercer. And then the Preypiercer's gonna get to attack for 6 trample with double damage. So that sounds great. I'll never be a flying 8/8, ain't that the truth? What? Obosh is evolving? See, like right there. I'm not losing this game. I just feel sad because my sweet mutation didn't work. I turned on the stream, my girlfriend was like, this is the one with the cute kids. I know that voice. They're pretty great. I was sad because they interacted with me. Don't they understand? I just want to play my sweet monsters, chat. Can't my sweet monsters just happen? He was the king of the cosmos, chat. Who's gonna rule the cosmos now? Oh gosh, Preypiercer doubles up the deal too on this too. Not that it matters because they're at 1 right now, but just like food for thought. Obosh makes this deal 4 to them. Yes, stomp damage does not get doubled by this. Bonecrusher's trigger when it gets targeted gets doubled, though. I'm talking about the trigger, not the adventure. It is also good to note that the adventure does not get doubled. This only doubles odd converted mana costs. So things like tokens and stomp do not get doubled. You have an octopus. I'm going to play a 4th lethal threat if that's okay. It does also punch if we mutate onto it. Bonecrusher Giant is pretty happy with his current state in life. He doesn't like people trying to change him, chat. He doesn't like people trying to change him. As a millennial, I appreciate the Borat King of the Cosmos reference. You know, I don't think I've ever seen that movie. It's just like such a meme. It's just easy to go over. Do we think Neutralize is potentially better than Lovestruck Beast here? I feel like that might be the case. Having more ways to interact with them at instant speed sounds good. This is pretty easy for them to disable, basically. It's my favorite basic land art arena. The ones I'm using right now. I think these ones really knocked it out of the park. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. I think a couple of removal spells and like lands to cast my 5-drop sounds good. Hopefully we'll draw some spells here. Famous last words. We're gonna draw some spells. This hand will be great. Yikes! What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I believe they fixed this. Yeah, look at that. Don't even have to put a stop at my end step anymore. Look at that. Quality of life improvements in my Magic Arena. That's so exciting. You used to have to click your end of turn to put a stop there to kill their thing before they untapped. They fixed it though, chat. That's wonderful. Hey, look at that. That is a spell. You're right. I think we kill the one that lets them draw cards, rather than the one that's slightly bigger and reduces their costs. I think the goal here is to like run them out of 1-for-1s. Our goal is to like run them out of 1-for-1s to have the biggest monster left over once they do. Relatively quick clock here for them. Our plan of drawing spells not really coming to fruition. Most of our plays pretty scripted here. And this is one of the things that I think people find so frustrating about playing against the Flash decks is like our plays are pretty scripted, right? Like we have very clear, all right, we cast our spell each turn, we hope that eventually one of them sticks. So one of the reason why people talking about this matchup being interactive, I think what people are actually failing to identify when they complain the Flash deck isn't interactive is they're failing to, what they actually mean to talk about is what I would refer to as player agency. So I think playing against the Flash deck, you often have very little player agency. And that term, for people not familiar with it, means is player agency refers to how much your decisions you make in the game actually impact the outcome of the game. Yeah, the Flash deck gets to make the choices, and you just sit there and hope that your couple of choices you make maybe work out. Player agency is the word I think a lot of people fail to identify a lot of the time. Because I agree, when playing against these Flash decks, you generally feel like you have very little player agency. It is a deck that gets to make all the decisions while you sit there and just hope for the best. That's fine. Scions on the play is pretty good. Sequencing often gets overlooked against decks with counters, but some decks less draws don't give you many sequencing decisions. So your sequencing against decks that have counter spells only matters if they have a limited number of counter spells. So again, why the Flash deck provides you with so little player agency is it doesn't matter how you sequence your spells if they're going to stick a counterspell on actual everything you cast. Like, there's no sequencing choice there. There's no player agency if all of your choices end up the same. I think at this point, I just go ahead and play this Fabled Passage and then pass. If they flash something at an end of turn, I'll probably stomp it, and then we'll probably end step Brazen Borrower on their turn to try and start applying a little bit of pressure. And, like, there's also things to be said, like, you know, when you talk about player agency and sequencing decisions sometimes mattering, there's definitely times where, like, it's right to play your better spell first on turn 2, for example, because they don't have all of their counterspells up just yet. Sure, something to think about, Tuber. Yeah, there's also, I think Morrow talked about it at one point. I think there was a thing where they talked about how players are actually happier when their spell resolves and then gets killed by a removal spell, as opposed to it just getting countered outright. Like how people react to those two things emotionally. They tend to be happier on average when their thing at least happens. And hey, look, we have some sequencing and player agency here too. Talking about a little bit of that synergy with our Neutralize and Brazen Borrower provides here. We get to pass with our counterspell up, but then when they don't play into it, we get to play Brazen Borrower. Arboreal Grazer looking pretty medium here. I wonder if it's crazy to play this deck like a, or to build this deck so it plays a, so we just like don't have Grazer or the other one. Just like be a little bit more, just play up the curve naturally. Yeah, Flash is an incredibly, it's a very emotionally satisfying deck to play. It's a deck where even when you lose, you felt like you made a lot of. It's a feel smart deck, I think is the appropriate term. I do greatly prefer these basics to the Pokemon basics. Agree. The energy lands don't really do it for me. Should cast Grazer as a distraction. Maybe when our mana allows. I want to hold up my Neutralize for now. They have 3 cards in hand. We have a threat in play. We kind of have 3 cards in hand. I don't know, this one's a blank. Hopefully 1 or 2 of theirs are blanks, then we're in a really good spot. I think Heartless Act is fine. I don't think I want to fight over my threats. I think I'd rather prioritize neutralizing their threats. Try and keep the board clear. Another threat's a good pickup. You get to go ahead and deploy the Bonecrusher Giant here, which already killed one of their things, so that's nice. They have 3 cards in hand. We have 3 hands of cards. That's kind of accurate. You want to let this one happen. Grazer is good with our mutate cards, though. Grazer evolving into the King of the Cosmos is just very good. We could keep Grazer in hand for Scions. Yeah, that's true. I think because we picked up King here, I'm going to go ahead and deploy it out. But if we hadn't drawn King, I think you're right. Does mutate trigger Giant? It does. I'm going to put this back on top. I think I'm in for the threat. So I didn't Bonecrusher this in response because I didn't want them to be able to play another spell. And then honestly, I think I'm just gonna, I don't really care about them bouncing this Grazer, but countering this uses my mana and it counters their Borrower for later. So I think I'm just supposed to use my mana here and stop their spell. Yeah, that's always pinned in the Magic Arena channel on the Discord server every season, Pump Fist. You can find that pinned in there now. Yeah, I spent like 1,000 energy and got like 3 of them silent, so I just like gave up and turned them into food for my next 6-star. So you'll note that I let them untap, and I'm doing this during their upkeep. This means that they have a counterspell. They have to use the counterspell on their turn, but I'm doing it before they draw, so that way they can't draw the counterspell for the turn. Running into the Quench there is fine, I think, because King of the Cosmos is going to run into it potentially anyways. Yeah, the shadow on the Bonecrusher is subtle and excellent. All right, King of the Cosmos, King of the Cosmos, King of the Cosmos. Survey says... Yes! You love to see it, chat. Papi! What? Grazer is evolving. It's not, Dr. Brouhaha. It was a cut the line. There was a cut into the end of the stream. Alright, they're not dead yet. We got the Grazer back, Grazer back, Grazer back, Grazer back, Grazer back, Grazer back, Grazer back. It is the Grazer back, Grazer back, Grazer. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm kind of into the Shock, Skewer, Stomp combination that this deck is playing. Like I kind of like the fact that we've got a bunch of reach here. Listen, King of the Cosmos doesn't tolerate blockers, he tramples. King of the Cosmos. Good games, Boda, if you're back. Boda's a sub here. I agree, Percy. If you ask me to pick a favorite card from the new set right now, King of the Cosmos is definitely it. It's the one I've enjoyed. It's the one I've enjoyed the most playing with for sure. My favorite Godzilla, that one. King of the Cosmos, not close. Yeah, I've been playing it for like almost 4 months now, Pump Fist. It's fine. It's a good time sink game. I'm playing less of it right now with the new arena set, but yeah, it's good. It can also be a dollar sink if you're into lighting money on fire. They're very good at taking money from people. Pterodactyl, thank you for the 29 months. Welcome back. Yeah, this is fine. Cut Grazer and Beast and play Light Up the Stage. Light Up the Stage is not a card you want to play in decks that have higher curves. You're very, very unlikely to actually draw 2 cards with it in a deck that has a higher curve. GY and the Calds, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Looks like the opponent's playing something similar to what we're going to try later on today in Temur Elementals. I'm just playing this tapped. Maybe I'm supposed to play an untapped land in case they play Risen Reef here. If they've Risen Reef and I don't get to stomp it this turn, I'm a little bit sad. I'm just gonna go ahead and skewer the Leafkin here. Get it out of here before they can play their 5 drops out of curve. Why again, Wargy, to focus on not the what we can do, but why we should do it. What problem do we have that you envision yourself solving with a change like that? Because after playing the deck, I'm not sure I'm seeing a problem that you're fixing with that change. Rowan, help! This doesn't start drawing cards till I have 8 lands, right? Yeah. Hey, Death Soul. Let's get your sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around.
Synthesize the facts.
So what's the line here? Is Sea-Dasher Octopus likely to connect at some point? It probably is. I'm probably bouncing Cheeto Fingers into Borrower, and then they'll replay it, and I'll Bonecrusher Giant it twice, is probably the line. I'm going to bin this and play this out, and we'll bounce plus deploy Borrower this turn. I don't maintain either of those plugins early. If you're having an issue with either of the plugins on stream, please contact the plugin maintainer. There's also 2 plugins on stream that you can access the deck list from. Feel free to try the other one if you've not used it. We're using the Stream Decker plugin or the other one. Cardboard Live. Just blanking on the name there for a minute. You think we could talk him into playing poker? Poker face, poker face. My. And it imported as limited because you probably fixed it by getting rid of the broken line, and Magic Arena automatically imports any deck under 60 cards as limited. Zephyr, thanks for 11 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. See if they have an untapped land here or not. Ooh, that was a great draw. Maybe I should have put Trample on here. I could have put Trample on it and mutated to actually just straight up draw a card. It probably would have been better. Cool Trumpet. As a heads up, we're also going to finish on Blue-Black Flash today, or we're going to play Blue-Black Flash towards the end, not necessarily finish. If we stay above 2K people, I plan to play for a while today. Yikes, that's a big boy. How the set's been today. Both Historic and Legacy were awesome, and this one, the Standard's been okay. Oh, Obosh plus Science gets through that. Yeah, it does. So the problem with that, though, is then they get to Agent of Treachery me. And they have this in their bin, too. Like, I feel like we can't win from here, right? I guess I get to Alt Scions next turn. No, we played Just Sky Control. Is at the top of the queue war game. Yeah, as a remember, if you're playing catch-up on YouTube, you don't have a lot of time, I tag my favorite deck every single day on there as well. Yeah, bounce could potentially be good. I want to save the bounce for when they try and quasi-duplicate here, though. Are they dead? They're dead, right? We're gonna Obosh, and then the Borrower is 6, and this is 10. God, they're so close to dead. I think are we 1 point short? I think we're a point short, right? Obosh plus Trample Giant. Does that do it? Trample Giant. No, Trample Giant's still only 10, right? Because I have to assign 1 here. And then I assign 5 to them, which doubles to 10. Yeah, I could draw a Shock plus a land. I could also draw a Red Source plus Skewer. Oh, I could attack first. Oh, that's the line.
Maneuver into position. Then charge.
That's the line. If I attack first, I'm up a card. Might still be able to win. But yeah, I definitely missed lethal there. If I attack first, I'm up 1 card in hand, and then the Royal Scion deals 2 extra. Well, poop. Giant does 11, doesn't it? It does not. So the way doubling and trample works is you don't get 12 points of damage to assign. You assign damage to individual targets, and then you double it up. Yes, Brazen Borrowers might let us get this game back, despite my punting it. We might be okay here. But they were deterministically dead last turn if I sequenced in a different way. Things to note. Feels bad, man. Does Scions trample do it now? I don't know. Probably not, because if they leave up enough mana to tap something with Thassa, it doesn't. Parasol Beast seems pretty bad to you. How about a 10-minute break? Please keep in mind that if you're going to be critical of my opponent's cards, I expect you to provide them the same decency that I expect you to provide to me. If you're just saying card sucks, card's bad, card doesn't seem very good, you're not helping that person learn. You're just crapping on the decisions that they've made, and just taking a crap on things people have put together is not allowed on this stream. I need an untapped land, right? I need to be able to go Borrower. I need to be able to go Borrower, Scions. Does that let me do it? I don't even think Borrower, Scions does it, right? Because this will only be... That doesn't do it either. Yeah, so, feels bad. I had deterministic lethal and I missed it. There's nothing in our deck that finds that's lethal there. We don't have any haste creatures in this build. Even if we did, I don't think we had any haste creatures that really punched through there. Lukka sounds good. Some neutralizes sound good. I'm gonna trim these Love Struck beasts. Would I rather have Skewer or Shock? I think I'd rather have Shock. Redcap kills Omnath. Does it kill anything else? I think Redcap just killing Omnath seems a little bit narrow. The mutate mechanic's really sweet, Supin. The companion mechanic seems neat as well. I've enjoyed that. The companion mechanic really leans into the best thing about Magic, which is it adds more depth and complexity to the deck building options that you have available to you, which I really think is one of Magic's strengths over a lot of the other card games out there. Magic's bigger card pool and the way in which the resource system works tends to let you have a lot of variety in how you build your decks. Oh, you know what's awkward here? There's only one island in our deck, right? So this actually isn't blue-blue for the Neutralize. Little bit of awkwardness with Grazer here, and this is something we've seen in other builds. A lot of the other Grazer decks I've been playing have been playing 27 lands. I think this build's only at 26. I added 1 from the original submission. But like having Grazer and not having lands to go along with it is just a pretty huge feel bad. Nah, in general, I don't really like playing to your opponent being an idiot as the out. My interest in playing decks is like seeing how the decks actually line up. I don't really care about the actual match wins. Match wins are pretty meaningless. This isn't a try-hard stream. We're not trying to get to the top of the ladder. The top of the ladder is not really worth anything. It's not about the ladder climb, chat. It's about the games you play along the way. And then you have to watch and get off work tonight. I forget if you like Legacy, Seth. If you like Legacy, the deck we played this morning was awesome. The Historic set was good too. Unfortunately, King of the Cosmos is 6 to use, but we're actually just going to close out pretty quickly with Obosh, right? Like, this attacks for 6 a turn, and these each deal 4 at the moment. I'm just going to go ahead and counter this. You bought the Triome art bundle. I don't know, have I? Is it different than these? Is it different than what this is? Yeah, the Laris deck seems really good. Did you see Discord update where you can watch multiple streams in a chat? Really? That's relevant to my interest. I'll have to play with that before the next event. So, I'm shooting this twice in response to its trigger. And the reason to do this is this way, whatever they put on top of their deck, if anything, should just put nothing on top of their deck here. They'll decline if they know what they're doing. Alright, so they should decline here because they're just going to mill past this. So they could have left their Cavalier in the bin. So they basically just exiled their Cavalier for no reason while also simultaneously giving themselves 1 fewer cards to look at with the trigger. Feels bad, man. This was almost lethal if we hit the land there. Maybe I'm just supposed to play it out. Maybe I'm just supposed to play out my 6/6 since it doubles up. Yeah, I'm probably just supposed to cast it. I just really want my trigger, chat. My deck doesn't have enough stupid lands in it. I just want a trigger, okay? I can see it. I'm done with this one. I'm off it. Punted the first game. We're not 100% there, but let's play a game where we can. I'm gonna put a land in my deck. I'm gonna cut these Lovestruck Beasts. Thanks for the 18 months, man, Goody. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Let's get a second island in here, since we've got a bunch of double blue cards. I don't really know if there's decks that you really want to be blocking against with Lovestruck Beasts. Royal Scions has seemed pretty reasonable. Let's get an extra copy of that in there. And I think we want an extra land anyways. I think if you're playing Grazer, you should probably have 27 lands in your deck. If I put a couple of sharks in here. This is odd, right? It costs 5. Leans into, like, the Brazen Borrower plan. So, I love the shark, Marty. I love the shark too much. He's my favorite. Is Obosh powerful enough to just play them in the deck? That's a good question. I don't think so. I don't think so. We could also just play, what's his name? We've been playing this in the other deck. This is actually probably nuts, huh? 6/6 trample with Obosh is probably real good. This is probably better than the shark. Yeah, seems fine, right? Bottom the forest probably. We'll fetch our second island with this. Second blue source with that. Marty's less fun than I thought. He's hating on our shark. I do love the shark. I have a healthy love for the shark. My love for the pouncing shark is natural. Do not shame me. Alright, what land do we lead on here, by the way? Is it just Stomping Ground so we can shock onto? I think that's the plan. Like, if we draw another untapped land here, we might just, like, not play this till 4. If we don't draw a land here, or we don't draw a blue source specifically, we probably want to... Oh, that's perfect. Love to see it. Oh. I will say this. This is the first time we've played King of the Cosmos here in a deck that hasn't consistently had cost reducers in it. And King is definitely, it's definitely noticeable when you're having to mutate him for 6, right? Like, 6 is a lot more than 5. I know it sounds silly to say that when you say it out loud, but when you think about it in Magic, the way the resource system works is every additional cost you add to a card pushes it up technically more than 1 in terms of how many resources. Like, the difference between 3 and 4 is smaller than the difference between 4 and 5 or 5 and 6, for example, in terms of the way your resources end up lining up. Probably a Flash deck. Flash is probably pretty unwinnable for this deck if I had to venture a guess. It's got a bunch of really clunky monsters. Again, just kind of going back to that kind of low player agency. We just kind of like, gotta play our things and hope for the best. Yep. Like, we have one more thread here that we can cross our fingers. We beat blue-black Flash, which has fewer counter spells. So blue-green Flash has more counters in it, which means we're probably less likely to win. I don't know. I don't want to just concede. I think it's important early in the standard format to, like, show people what the range of your decks are and highlight. It's important to highlight why matchups look unwinnable. Just a lot of tempo here on the generation. They countered, you know, our spells with things that cost less each time. Anytime Frilled Mystic gets to counter spells that cost more than it, the tempo is just immense. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my other mountain here and shock this Frilled Mystic at least, but... they're like a Nightpack Ambusher away from slaughtering us. Wow, that just resolved. Okay. We need to play this around Quench, which is nice and end of turn here. Wow, are they just on Stone Cold Blanks? It would appear that they're on Stone Cold Blanks. Alright, we take those here. Yes, as you will. Never not Grazer. King of the Cosmos is just like, here's my boy, Arboreal Grazer. And this is why, even when you say something's unwinnable, in Magic, nothing's really unwinnable, right? And that's one, and again, like, variance is a feature, it's not a bug, right? So, like, in Magic, your impossible matchups, you're still, like, 20, 30% in them, right? I think this is a Grazer out matchup. I just want more cards that trade 1-for-1 with them. Is it crazy to board in Redcap Melee here? I feel like it's really important to be able to kill Nightpack Ambusher. I think I want 2 of these. I think I'm willing to 2-for-1 a Nightpack Ambusher in a lot of situations. I don't think I want all 3, but I think the first 2 sound fine. King of the Grazers. He brings all the sloths to the yard, and they're like, you want to trade cards. Suskind, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Battle Grazer Ho. I think I mulligan this. Do I? Yeah. It's not exciting, but it's fine. Would Shark be good since it's flash and has the counter? I don't know if the counter aspects of it good, but yeah, maybe the flash aspect of it's good. Being able to, like, play a threat on their end of turn, untap, and play another threat is good. I think you're right. Alright, who's the flash deck now, opponent? Blue-green flash still plays this, right? I have no idea, Fearburger. Again, the start of a format. Blue-green flash had pretty much fallen out of favor last season towards the end, so yeah, hopefully they just like jam a wolf here and we get to neutralize it. Give them a little bit of taste of their own feel bads. Alright, so they're just missing a land drop. So I think we just pass. They growth spiraled, so they were ahead of us. I think if they miss a land drop again here, yeah, I'm just not gonna blink. If they miss a land drop again, they're gonna have to discard to hand size or blink, and either of those is good for us. Play your Wolfie. You know you want to. Get out of here. Here's an interesting question. Is this the best 3-mana? Is this the best cancel ever printed? What do we think? Is it? I feel like this is in the discussion for the best cancel ever printed. It took us a while to get there. Is it better than Disallow? Yeah, I think so. I think the upside on Disallow is pretty marginal. Body's ready to get Mystic Disputed and die. Oh, please just have a Spectral Sailor. Please just have a Spectral Sailor. Oh, missing land drops is death, chat. Missing land drops is death. Hey, Misk Bits. Thanks for the tier 3. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, so we know they have Wolf here. So I'm pretty sure we just like head to the Space Jam at this point. He's at tier 3 to bump Jeskai Cycle Fires. You definitely can miss bits. I'll get added at the end today. Thanks for the support. Should lift a red up to Shock Borrower. No, I don't think that's worth shocking myself. I think the upside's pretty minimal there. And again, like, since they hit their lands and we know they have a threat, I want to just jam a must-answer threat every turn here, so that way they have to choose between countering my thing or putting their own threat into play. Although the second shock maybe changes that dynamic. Yeah, I'll deploy one of our 3-mana threats now. Seems reasonable. Yeah, who knows what they have. Flash players tend to play so slowly. Yep, and now we get to end step Brazen Borrower. Agree. They're missing land drops too, so like the scary part is like all of these are spells. Getting a dispute on that kind of feels like a win. This game's taking a rather shocking turn. You think they would be interested in playing poker? I don't know. Good. Draw lands, please. All of the lands, please. This was actually like one of the best draws in our deck here, I think. Lets me finish the wolf off and deploy a threat, which is great. Another Essence Scatter here. Yep. You can maybe make the argument I'm supposed to start playing around Quench, but like they also have Mystic Dispute. There's so many other things, so here's my next bomb. We've also been pretty fortunate this game. If you look, like, we've only drawn 6 lands in 19 cards, which is, like, way below average for us. Like, we're due to start flooding out here at some point, too. Alright, sweet. That resolved, so I assume it's gonna get Aether Gusted or Brazen Borrower here, because that's how this works. Wait, why didn't it stop? It's like, had a stop at my end step every other time. Why was there not a stop at my end step there, chat? I thought they had fixed that and it always gave you priority at the end of your turn. I guess I'll go back to clicking this. It's random. Yeah, I guess I'll go back to clicking it then. Because it was useful this time. Alright, we're on empty. Kill your Frill Mystic, go. I mean, it literally stopped for us earlier today. That's why I just, like, didn't do it, because it had, like, been working. Alright, Frilled Mystic and 1 card against our deck. Let's do it. A little bit behind here, but not just over. If we draw well and they draw poorly, we could be ahead here. Definitely think they're a bit ahead at the moment, though. Like I said, we're due to find a bunch of lands in our ramp deck. Hey, chat. Cycling's great. Praise be to cycling, chat. I was ready for them to tail send you, right? Hey, probably dead. We need to draw like Redcap Melee right now. Another 6/6 would also be okay. I think we're through all the 6/6s, all right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, really? 3 of them? Yeah, just 3. Look at that. The King of the Cosmos left in that deck, chat. He's wonderful. That Brazen Borrower, you say? You love to see it. Chemister's Insight. Wow. Alright. It's a pretty good one. What? You right? This card's legal? That card can't be legal. The last time I saw this card, we weren't in a state of emergency, chat. So we're going to wait to bounce the Night Pack till their upkeep. Unless they play the Chemister's Insight, then we'll do it now. Why did Chemister's Insight fall out of favor? Because you just can't afford to not play cards that don't play to the board for the most part. Okay, I think that's going to be all she wrote, chat. Alright, let's take game 3 on the plate. See if we can do it. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Oh, I wanted the Greatshark, right? I'm gonna bring the last red cap too. Let's do it. That was only game 2. It felt like an eternity. I don't know, Suskind. Is 4 pieces of turn 1 ramp enough to consistently play your Planeswalker on turn 2? What does the math say? It's really funny. People are so salty about both Companions and the London Mulligan in the Magic sphere that, like, there are so many people responding to my Companions are fun and the London Mulligan is great tweet thinking that it's sarcastic. It's kind of wild, actually. There's, like, so many salty knobs out there and just, like, hate change. I like both of them too. That's why I tweeted it. In my opinion, the London Mulligan is the best thing to happen to Magic the Gathering since I started playing it 15 some odd years ago. God, it's more than 15 years, isn't it? Damn it, chat. I'm so old. It's 18 years. I think it's 18 years. And when I say 18 years, I don't mean to confuse it with the decade that the last month has taken to pass. I mean, like, actual time. Send tweet is often used to indicate sarcasm or parody in my experience. That's not my understanding of that meme. My understanding of that meme is it's used to indicate low effort tweets, which is definitely a low effort tweet. It's not a sarcasm indicator. In fact, the context in which I've seen it used most often is people using it to do exactly what I did, which is send a low effort tweet that disagrees with a common mantra that's put around. It might be right for me to cycle one of these. I don't know. It's just so hard for me to give up a cancel in this matchup. The red-green Lukka deck is a lot of fun. I agree. I'm looking forward to smashing some people at that after this. No second dispute. That's great for us. I don't know, actually, Marty. I don't know. I don't think I've seen anything specifically from him on it. I mean, in general, Stream Decker just tends to be pretty slow around set release time. Grab our second green source here. I'm fetching before I play this temple because, like, I don't want to scry and then, like, fetch after and shuffle my deck after I've scryed here. I think I'm just in for every cancel in this matchup. I wonder if this card was what the blue-red mutate deck was missing. I kind of want to try blue-red flash, too, in this format. Neutralizes and Bonecrushers and Brazen Borrowers and, like, 5-mana counter sharks. Can I just be the bad man for a little bit? I'm the bad man. Do-do-do-do. Yeah, you can cleave people, too. Was Chemister in their main deck? I don't think so. And Chemisters makes our waiting plan here a little bit worse. Although, the more we wait, we can potentially play around soft counters down the line, which is appealing. Probably, Sugio. The upside of being able to cycle is, like, really high. Saffron's been enjoying Companion. That doesn't surprise me. As someone who builds a lot of decks, the Companions are a really nice change of pace in terms of deck building requirements. Not to get disputed, plus quenched here. Do you mean 80 card deck, Singer? Yeah, the Temur Elementals deck that's up 2 after this one is a Temur Elementals later today is a Yoron deck, and there's a 4-color Enigmatic Yoron deck in the queue as well. Alright, they stuck a threat, so we're at the jam and pray portion of the game. Can't just hang out and wait anymore. Correct. Stomp only deals 2 with Obosh out, because Stomp has a converted mana cost of 2. Please, just Chemisters in response and then Brick. How will companions work in competitive paper Magic? I don't understand. What's your question? You reveal them at the start of the game just like you do in Arena? Hey, thanks Drake Money for dropping off the money. You think he means cheating? All right. How does making sure your opponent only has 4 copies of a card in their deck work in paper Magic? Do you just trust your opponent that they didn't cheat? Why isn't that a problem? It's so Magic players are so scared of change. Like the fact that like this new thing was added and they're like, well, we can't possibly trust people to do this. It's like, well, you trust people to do all sorts of other stuff that's basically the same thing. Like, Rudo, thanks for the half a year, welcome back. Chris Campbell, thanks for the 8 months. Also, I used to play another card game that died off since called Hex TCG on stream, and they did deck building requirement cards in their game, and Magic players always used to comment that, like, you could never do that in Magic. It's just like, yeah, if only they could see now. I only have to put 1 card back. I'm just so used to mulliganing low. Guy Ruda! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You'd argue that Magic players love change. You would argue that Magic players love change based on what? Nothing I've ever seen implies that would imply that's the case. What is the basis of your Magic players love change based on? What evidence do you submit? I would say most Magic players are humans, and human beings in general hate change. Yeah, like look at the Twitter reaction to MTGO changing what the sounds are in their application, and then you tell me Magic the Gathering players love change. Yeah, MTG. That was the thing I learned when people were complaining about MTGO sounds changing. I was like, oh, people play Moto with the sounds on, apparently. B-Mac, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I actually think that's a really good observation. I think Godzilla Doom Inevitable, keeping track of how many times he's been cycled in a game, is something that you could very easily just mess up just innocently, much less if you're trying to abuse it. I'm so glad paper Magic's not something I have to think about at all. That all sounds like a hot mess. If you're ready for the future of competitive Magic and you want to play this standard format, you should check out the Hooglandia Open Online Tournament Series, or Hoots for short. Our standard open is going to be April 25th. We would love to have you playing in it. The only requirement to join is that you're currently subscribed to the channel and that you're able to broadcast your matches to Discord upon request. One of the stream sponsors, Cool Stuff Inc., has put up $500 in store credit and prizes for the event.
Let us plan for the trials ahead.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Any thoughts on Storm's Wrath and the sideboard as Simic Flash is a problem? I don't think Storm's Wrath solves your problem with Simic Flash. I think they just counter that like they counter the rest of your crap. You just can't do anything. I think my opponent's just playing around to counterspell, and they don't realize we don't have any at the moment. Main deck negate. Main deck negate. Yikes. You'd be streaming Hoots on a delay because there's a slightly bigger price pool. Now, I don't know. I need to talk with Matt about the logistics of that. You see a significant change in subscriptions since COVID-19 and when you started the Google Opens? No. It's also hard to measure because, like, for example, my subscriber count goes up every time there's a set release too. There's a lot of things with regards to this job where tracking correlation versus causation is very difficult. Wow, they are unlucky. Del Rethis, thanks for the 18 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. When I do my next subscriber survey, for example, I'll definitely be asking a question about... Wait, are they just dead? Do they just make an attack that leaves them dead to my... Alright, play this. Attack for a lot. Were they dead anyways? I don't remember if they might have been dead anyways, but... They're definitely dead now. Alright, so we definitely want our counter spells. Skewer the Critics doesn't seem particularly good here. Click submit. None of the rest of this. Oh, Greatshark's great. Greatshark is great, chat. You love to see it. Hey, Samus, thanks for the 14 months, and I really appreciate the generous tier 3 at that. Welcome back. Happy Saturday. Even decks versus odd decks. Welcome to Hearthstone circa 2 years ago. Oh. It's funny because it's true. Asaroth, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Thanks, Colin. I keep that. I get to go ahead and put Royal Scions down next turn. Actually, would I rather Royal Scions next turn? I think I'd probably rather get the Octopus going, right? What? Arboreal Grazer is evolving? How'd you like the Sultai Flash deck from the other day? Are we playing blue-black today? I mean, we're playing blue-black because someone paid me money to play it, is the answer for all of the decks in the queue. Pretty much everything we play on stream, especially around set release, are things viewers have sent in. As for Sultai Flash, I think we said it was okay, but the green felt unnecessary. As always, if you're wondering what past Jeff thought about a deck, I'd recommend checking out at least the wrap-up in the YouTube video. Present Jeff has played and built a lot of decks in between. What past Jeff played that now, and past Jeff's gonna be on top of things because he's just finished playing the deck. Hey, Colin, thanks for the entire year of support. Alright, I think I just do this and hope they miss again. I don't think bluffing a counterspell is worthwhile. Yeah, Cardboard Live's been a little bit pretty off in terms of what cards have been in play. Wow, they're unlucky.
Bravery galvanizes any plan.
Do I just like Preypiercer and Smash? Nah, I should leave up Petty Theft, right? Yeah, I should leave up Petty Theft in case they have a clone or a blink. Putting the other Octopus on means we get Mystic Disputed, but I think that's worth it. Sick. I think I liked Obosh less than the rampy Temur builds that we've played prior. I think having the baby and marauding raptor was nice. Collector's pretty reasonable too as far as having a companion goes. Yeah. Yeah, this is our first time playing King of the Cosmos without any of the cards that reduced its cost, and playing this 6-drop with only 4 accelerants in our deck, I really felt its mana cost. I feel like it's the best way to put it for the first time. And the other variations, like on top of Grazer and like the 8 or 9 cost reductions, like we were regularly playing this card for like 3 and 4 mana with its mutate, and making it be 6 pretty consistently is a pretty big difference. I feel like, all things considered, this one felt like a bit of a miss for me. Another thing to consider too is if you look at these other builds that we've played King of the Cosmos in before, not having something like Godzilla Doom Inevitable also made this impact worse. So like, not only was it more expensive to get the effect we were looking for consistently, but on average, the effect we were getting for more mana was less powerful because we didn't have something like this to high roll into. Or even more flying creatures, which could be good pretty consistently. All right, what are we doing? You want to combo some folks, chat? We played this deck the other day for the first time. We've got some small changes I'm going to talk about here in just a second. We're gonna be back in just a minute with hopefully some turn 3 Godzilla Doom Inevitables off of Lukka. I'm gonna quick ad roll. We'll be back in just a few. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere. Of course you want turn 3 Godzilla.